Y'all, we're not gonna be here long. Okay. Hey. First of all, shout out for the last 2 nights, subscribers sending me information so I can bring the information to you guys. Okay. So as you guys, if you were here earlier, you saw one of my subscribers said, hey, I have Traci's will. I'll send it to you. It is public record. So once again, I am not doxing anybody. It is public record. You just need to go to the registrar for the state of Maryland, put in Traci's name and pull it up. It is there. You got to pay a fee, but you can get a copy of Traci's will. So we're going to go over some of the important stuff so that you guys can see in writing what Traci did and did not want. Okay? So we can clear it up now for all of y'all that are watching the show and y'all are listening to different people's point of view. Okay? So the first thing, I'm going to share my screen because the first thing I want to show you guys is going straight to the website, which I didn't know either, honestly. I didn't even think about it. To be perfectly honest with you guys, I never thought about it. But it is right here. I'm going to show it to you guys right now. And I'm going to show y'all exactly what I did so that you'll know that I do anything that the other person, anybody else can't do. So if you look at my screen right here, and I'm going to try to make this as big as I can. What you mean a bunch of evil? What you talking about? If you look at this screen right here, you probably it may be too small for you guys to see. But if you look on this screen, if you go to the registrar's office for the state of Maryland, which we know that Traci lived in Maryland, if you go to the registrar's office, you go to, I think it's Register of Wills. You go to this page. Well, let me go back. Hold on. Let me go back a page. Oh, shoot. I waited too long. Wait a minute. I might have to start all over again. Right. The Registrar of Wills. If you go to the Registrar of Wills, you put in Traci's name. All you need is Traci's first and last name. You don't need anything extra. But you can see here, this status of her estate is still open, which means that her estate has not been completely closed. You see it is open. It was opened on July the 1st of 2022. That is her full legal name. That is the date that she passed away. That is her alias, because that's her married name, which was hyphenated Braxton Surratt. We know Kevin's last name is Surratt. The date of the filing is July the 1st, 2022. The date of the will is December the 14th of 2021. I want you guys to remember that date. So when I show you the documents, I'm going to show you the date so we'll know that this was Traci's last will as it is registered in the state of Maryland. As you can see here, purported last will and testament dated December the 14th of 2021, 11 pages long. If you want to buy it, all you got to do is click that little box right there and see how it tells you how much it costs. If you want the whole record, you click all of those boxes, you see the total amount, and then you click that button to get the copies. You can either order a paper copy to be mailed to you, or you can get it downloaded immediately to you. So as you can see, this wasn't anything special, right? You don't have to do anything special. I didn't dox anybody. I didn't get this information through any type of nefarious ways. Okay, that's just how easy it is. It is public record. Now, I mean, you got to pay for it, but it's public record. Now, let's go over what was sent to me, which is her will. So I'm going to pull up the first document. I'm going to show you guys because it's the date. So you guys can see the date. That is December. I'm going to share my screen again. And then we're going to read what it says. You guys may or may not be surprised at what's in Traci's will. That was registered. Now, if there's a newer will, the state of Maryland doesn't have it. It may be registered somewhere else, but the state of Maryland doesn't have it. So let me share my screen and I will show you guys So you can see the date before we start reading. So somebody be like, well, I don't know what the date was. I'm going to show you guys the date. All right, I'm going to make it as big. You guys can see that. See right there, December 14th, 2021. Can y'all see that? Is that big enough for y'all to see right there? Let me move my mouse away. Okay. Let me move my mouse away. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Let me make it bigger again. You see the date, December the 14th, 2021. See? The sign. You see the firm that prepared it. December 14th, 2021. Again, if there is a newer will, the state of Maryland does not have it. The state of Maryland doesn't have it. I showed y'all what the state of Maryland has. Because the reason why I'm doing all of this, because somebody going to leave it in my comments. Y'all know how people do in the comments, child. Somebody going to say something different in the comments. So, we are not going to read through the whole thing. We are going to read through some important parts of the will. So, I'm going to bring it up on the screen. And I'm going to share the screen with you guys so you can see. Hey, Des. Hey, boo. All right. So, Traci, right. I told y'all to remember December the 14th. Okay. Let me share the screen so you guys can see it. And I'm going to try to make it as big as I can so you guys can see it. All right. As you can see right here, it says, I'm going to read it from my phone so I can leave it up there. It says, the last will and testament of Traci Renee Braxton. Traci Renee Braxton of Prince George's County, Maryland, and Fulton County, Georgia, being of legal age and of sound and deposing mind and memory, and not acting under duress, menace, fraud, or unique influence of any person, do make, declare, and publish this to be my will, and hereby revoke any will or codicil I may have made prior. Article 1, I am a married person. My husband's name is Kevin Surratt Sr. Number 2, I hereby attest that I am the mother of one child, namely Kevin Surratt Jr. That's Article 1. Article 2, let me make this a little bit bigger. Article 2 says, I direct my personal representative to pay all costs and expenses of my last illness and funeral expenses. If Traci didn't want a funeral, why is that in her will? If she didn't want a funeral, why is it mentioned in her will? I'm going to keep going. It is my express wish that there be no last rites or memorial service of any sort by my sorority, Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, or the Eastern Stars. Now, I told y'all yesterday that Traci was the Eastern Star. Did I not? I also knew she was a member of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated as well. She's saying she does not want either one of those organizations to do anything at her memorial service. If you guys have ever been to a funeral for a Mason, an Eastern Star, or anybody that's a member of the Divine Nine, you know that there is a whole rite that is done. And what she is saying is, I don't want none of that at my funeral. I don't want that, because it's just going to, and I'm going to read you why she says it. She says here, this is not a representation of my lack of affection for my beloved organizations. However, I simply wish to move the matter along with the absolute least amount of suffering for those who love me. Again, she's not saying she doesn't want a funeral. She's being specific at what she wants happening at her funeral. Okay, I'm going to keep reading. I hereby direct that I am cremated after my passing and that my remains be distributed to my son, my husband, and should they wish to possess a small memorial keepsake of my remains, that it should be provided to my mother, my father, my siblings, and she just lists everybody's name. We know who the people are. How am I dressed? How I am dressed shall be determined solely by my son and my husband. You don't have to believe me, Allison. Bye. I just showed you where I got this information from. You can leave, ma'am. Thank you so much. Okay. It says, my husband and my son. The guest list for my viewing shall also be solely determined by my son and my husband. If you're coming in late, go back to the beginning. I showed you guys where I got this information from. I showed you how easy it is to get this information. If you got $20, you can go get you a copy. After all costs and expenses of my last illness and funeral expenses have been paid, I give and bequeath any remaining monies as follows. I hereby will give and bequeath any and all benefit due to me, not otherwise accounted for herein, to be given to Kevin Surratt Jr. So yes, the son gets it. And hereby direct that my administrator execute immediately upon my death. Okay? So, according to this, it does not say that she did not want any sort of memorial or funeral. That's according to this. But it also does say that Kevin Jr. gets everything. I'm going to read a little bit more where it gets a little more specific. And again, y'all, if there's another will, it's not registered in the state of Maryland. I'm just going to keep repeating that. It may be another will that the sisters have a copy of, but that is not the will that is registered in the state of Maryland, which is where she lived. I'm just going to keep saying that. I hereby will give and bequeath any... Oh, I'm sorry. Let me change the picture on the screen. Hold on. Because I'm reading from the next page. All right. This is the page that I'm reading from now. And again, if you want the full copy, I just showed you how to find it. I hereby give and bequeath any and all monies in my Navy Federal Credit account in the name of, I'm not going to read all of that, be given to Kevin Surratt Sr. So the money in the Navy Federal account went to Sr. I hereby will give bequeath any and all monies in my Navy account. It's a different, I'm not going to read you the names of these accounts. She had different accounts. So for this second account, that's supposed to go to Senior as well. I hereby direct that my irrevocable trust be created in the name of, I'm not going to read the name of that. Again, if y'all want to get all that information, y'all go buy you a copy. The intent and purpose of that trust shall be to provide for any grandchildren. I hereby direct that the director of this trust shall be Kevin Surratt Jr. with counsel by her attorney. So the attorney is supposed to help the son. Okay. I hereby direct that a foundation be created in the name of the foundation of Traci Braxton, Vision Almighty. The intent and purpose of the foundation shall be to educate the public, namely the African American community, about cancer, namely esophageal cancer. I hereby direct that the director of this trust be Kevin Surratt Jr. with counsel, and then it names the attorney again. I hereby direct that all entities associated with my brand, image, name, rights, and all duty upon the determination that likeness be hereby managed by Clifton Jones. Cliff was her manager. Unfortunately, he passed away, I believe, last year. But Cliff was her manager. Cliff Jones shall be relieved, my bad, of this duty upon the determination that Kevin Surratt Jr. is ready to assume full responsibility for the brand, image, name, rights, and likeness. This decision shall be made by counsel. And again, she mentions the attorney's name. So, yes, Kevin is in charge of her business affairs once the attorney deems he's responsible. Now, here's what happened. Cliff Jones passed away. So it probably automatically rolled to Kevin Jr. once he passed away. I'm no attorney. That's just my common sense understanding. Then it says, I further direct my personal representative to pay all of the debts that may be blah, blah, blah. It goes on to talk about her debts and who's in charge. Here's the part that y'all want to know about. In the event I name a person in this article and say a person precedes me in death, I bequest that such person, I'm sorry, y'all. My phone keeps going off. That such person shall lapse and the property shall pass the other provisions of this will. In the event that at the time of my death, I am employed or otherwise due any funds, any and all funds shall be made due and payable to Kevin Surratt Jr. It is my wish that any and all remaining benefits not otherwise accounted for within this document owed to me shall be made payable to Kevin Surratt Jr. as my personal representative for him or her to utilize as he sees fit. So yes, Kevin got pretty much everything, but it does look like there were 2 bank accounts that were left to Kevin. They were probably bank accounts that might have been in both of their names. All right, I have one more page that I want to give you some information from. Hold on. Hold on. Because it was 3 pages. Okay. And again, if y'all want, I'm going to turn it on. Thank you. I'm going to turn it on the screen too. Again, if y'all want to go and get the whole thing, I just showed y'all how to do it at the beginning of this live. I showed y'all how to do it. I showed y'all how to find it. If you got $20, you can get a copy of it all. Okay. At the time of my death, I disposed equally amongst my birth children, Kevin Surratt Jr. and Kevin Surratt Sr. I don't know, that ain't your birth child, but okay. It's cut off, so I'm sorry. I hereby will give and bequeath my memorial diamond ring and the remains of Lauren Braxton to Kevin Surratt Sr. So then Kevin did get stuff, y'all. Kevin did get stuff. He just didn't get the bulk of the estate. In the event I name a person in this article and say a person precedes me. Okay, I already read that before. All right. Article 4. I will devise, bequeath, and give all of the rest and remainder of my property and estate of every kind and character, including but not limited to real and personal property in which I may have an interest at the date of my death and which is not otherwise effectively disposed of to Kevin Surratt Sr. and Kevin Surratt Jr. equally. Should Kevin Surratt Sr. and Kevin Surratt Jr. survive me and we die under such circumstances, then Kevin Surratt Jr. or whoever is not around will get the bulk of it. Okay? I hereby appoint Kevin Surratt Jr. as personal representative of my estate and this will. In the event that my personal representative, again, in the event that he precedes her in death, then it will go to Michael C. Braxton Jr. Any personal okay. So that's what we want to know, right? Again, if y'all want to read the whole thing, I showed y'all at the beginning of this live how to go. You go to the state of Maryland, the registrar, state of Maryland. You go under wills, you type her name, it comes right up. You can pay for it. This is public record. Again, if there is a newer will, Cliff Jones, I thought that Cliff passed away. Oh, Lord, I ain't trying to kill nobody. My apologies then. My bad, Cliff. I'm sorry. I thought Cliff passed away. I must have him mixed up with somebody else. My apologies, Cliff. I ain't trying to kill you. Cliff, I'm sorry, because I'm friends with people that's friends with Cliff. My bad. I really thought he passed away. My apologies. My apologies, Cliff. So here's what it looks like, you guys. It does not say anything in there about her not wanting a funeral. What it says is that she does not want Zeta Phi Beta Incorporated or the Eastern Stars to do any last rites at her funeral. That is what it says. It does not say that she doesn't want a funeral. What it says, and then it was something else in there that says she only wants one viewing. I didn't read that part, but there is something in there that says she only wants one viewing. Meaning, I don't want 20,000. Just do it one time and get it over with. Let's do it one time and let's get it over with. Hey, Scotty Boo. Hey, Abby. Yes, come on, get these likes up, please, and thank you. It's almost 700 people in here. If y'all could at least give me a like. Y'all could at least, ain't nobody even trying to give me my $20 back that I spent getting this paperwork for y'all, so y'all can hit the like button. Thank you so much. Anyway, so number one, it does look like Kevin Jr. and Kevin Sr. had equal say in the funeral. It is specifically in that document that I just read. Number two, yes, Kevin is the executor of the estate. Kevin Jr. is the executor of the estate. That's number two. Number three, Kevin Sr. did get some things specifically outlined in the will, namely a couple of bank accounts, some jewelry, so it wasn't that Kevin Sr. was totally left out of the will, at least not the will that I have a copy of. And again, if there's a newer version of the will, it is not registered in the state of Maryland. I'm going to keep saying that. So for the people coming in, but no, the sister said this, and no, the lawyer said that. I understand what the sister said. I understand what the lawyer said. I'm showing you what I found. And I showed it to y'all at the beginning of the live, but oh, I already closed that tab. Hold on. I can open the tab back up. Let me see. Let me go to the tab again. And I'm going to show y'all, for the people that are just coming in late, the state of Maryland, the last will that is registered in the state of Maryland is the date of December the 14th of 2021. And that is what I was reading you guys from. I was reading from December the 14th, 2021. If you go to the I'm telling y'all where to go. Go to the Registrar of Wills. Go under Estate Search. Put in Traci's first name and last name. You don't even need no more information than Braxton, Traci Braxton. Hold on, let me share my screen so I can show y'all so y'all can see what I'm talking about. I did this at the beginning. I'm gonna do it one more time because we ain't gonna be here that long. And again, y'all, this is public information, so I don't want anybody being like, you dragging Traci. I love Traci. I'm not dragging anybody, but this is public information. If you guys can see this on the screen, hold on. You see this on the screen? All I wrote was Traci Braxton. I didn't even write anything more. I wrote Traci Braxton, and when you hit search, this is what pops up. You see right here, it gives you the case, the filing date, and it gives you her date of death. In case you're not sure it's the same Traci Braxton, it tells you what date. You see the status is open, and there's her name. If you click on it, everything pops up. You get her surname, Braxton Surratt. We know her husband's last name is Surratt. Traci Renee Braxton, again, there's the date that she passed away. The date of the will is December the 14th. That is the will I was just reading from. I showed you the date at the beginning, December the 14th of 2021. As you can see right here, this shows you everything as it relates to Traci's will. You see the purported last will and testament dated December the 14th of 2021. That is in the state of Maryland. If there is another will, it has not been registered in the state of Maryland. You see there's a memorandum here. That's 2 pages long. You see that there are any claims against the estate. That's if, she owed anybody any money. If anybody making a claim against the estate saying that Traci owed him some money. There's that. That's 24 pages long. I didn't pull that. List of interested persons. So anybody that's interested in the execution of the will, right there. Petition for probate, you see right there. But you see here the last purported will and testament dated December the 14th, 2021. And before anybody says, well, what is this right here? It says memorandum and additional requirement. Y'all, that was filed on July the 3rd of 2024. That is well after Traci has passed away. Well after. Oh, thank you for my $20. Thank you, Miss Chris. Thank you, my love, for my $20. PG County telling all Traci business. Well, but it's public record. Like, if it's public record, if you have a family member that has a will, it's public record. Again, I didn't get this. That's why I'm showing y'all exactly. Thank you for the Cash App, Miss Parker. Thank you, my love. That's why I'm telling y'all how I found it, where I found it, and I showed you the date. When I showed y'all the document, the first thing I showed y'all was the date, December the 14th of 2021. I'm going to keep stressing, if the sisters have newer information, it was not filed in the state of Maryland. So, what we know to be true. Thank you, Miss Baythang, for gifting a membership. Thank you so much. Who got the membership? Somebody let me know who got the membership. Thank you, Miss Baythang. I'm going to say it one more time and then we're going to get out of here. Doesn't say anything about Traci not wanting a funeral. What it says is that Kevin Jr. and Kevin Sr. are supposed to plan it together. That she does want to be cremated. She talked about what she wants to happen after that. And she talked about, I didn't say anything about audio tapes, Samara. I didn't see nothing about audio tapes. Majani got it. Thank you. Congratulations, Majani. And thank you for gifting the membership. Kevin Jr. is the executor of the estate. Her former manager, Cliff, was in charge of all of her likeness, all of her music, all of her business stuff, until they felt that Kevin Jr. was probably responsible enough to handle it himself. So Cliff was in charge until they, and when I say they, the attorney was responsible. And again, you guys, I'm just saying all this because we've been talking about this the last couple of days. And like I said, it's two sides to every story. And my opinion stands that if you're going to make this a storyline, I don't think it's fair that we don't get to hear from Kevin Sr. We're going to make him the villain. We're going to make him out to be the bad guy and make it seem like Traci didn't even want him around. Traci left everything to her son. I didn't read the part about the house, Abby, but real property, Kevin Jr. was in charge of her affairs, but anything that she owned with Kevin Sr., they were supposed to basically work together to resolve. I didn't read the whole will. I just read the parts that we had discussed as far as the funeral and then who was in charge of the estate. So yes, Kevin Jr. is in charge. He is in charge of the estate. He is the executor of, her estate and everything. But as it relates to the funeral, it's not as they're portraying it. Not based on that document that I pulled. I'm going to just keep saying that because there may be another document, but it's not. I'm going to keep saying it. It's It's not registered in the state of Maryland. There is a reason, and I agree with that. There's a reason why, because it even says if Kevin Jr. is not around, then her brother is the executor of her estate. Now, there is a reason why Kevin is not the executor of her estate, and I do agree with that. Somebody was telling me, I think in my comments, somebody was saying that even on the show, Traci complained about Kevin being bad with money, Kevin Sr. being bad with money, and it's put them in a bad situation. So, does Kevin Sr. have a copy? I'm sure Kevin Sr. has a copy. So here's the thing, you guys. Clearly, this is my opinion. Going back to the funeral or the memorial, clearly, Kevin had a right to do the memorial because he did it. And the father and the brother showed up to the memorial. The sisters didn't come and the mother didn't come. But the brother and the father came, and the other family, the family that lives up here in Maryland, a lot of her Maryland family was there. You know, so anyway, again, at this point, do I believe that Traci had conversations with her sisters? Yes, I do. Absolutely, I do. I do. I don't want to discount that they had conversations with Traci at all. But what I also don't want to do is make it seem like Kevin Sr. is the bad guy. You know what I'm saying? If that's the document that he had a copy of. So anyway, you guys, I want to thank everybody for being here. It's 800 of y'all in here. Please, if you have not done so already, please hit that like button on your way out the door. If you're new here, please go ahead and subscribe. If you don't like what I said, that's okay. Love you anyway. And with that being said, y'all, I'm out. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.